This is a volcanic crater which is filled with water now. It's very, very windy, so you probably get a roaring noise, and if I try and move forward, the wind is even worse. And you can see in the far distance there, the Pacific. It's only about 18 kilometers across there. So this must have been some volcano today. The crater is absolutely enormous. Way down there, just give you some idea of the scale of everything. Come to a little pottery in this area. Every family makes pots, and these are the two little furnaces which they use. You can see an example of the pot sitting there, which we've just had demonstrated, and under this very, very primitive shelter. And this guy here is preparing the slip. So he's got the clay there with the bits in. He puts it on a little sieve and he pushes it through with his hands to get rid of all the coarse material. It strikes me as a very difficult job to keep going. You'd think he'd wear his finger ends out. But you need that quality for the final. Well, if you're making pots in moulds, then you need this quality of slip. Any little bits in it will produce a coarse bits on the surface, which you don't want. You want a nice shiny. You can see there the bits of clay. You can see there that the clay which he is using there in that little blue bowl. And this is the little fire hole at the back. It's a bit like a lime kiln in many ways. And they fire it with coconut husks and rice husks, and the final firing is with wood and bamboo to get the temperature up to 900 Celsius, so you get that nice hard stoneware. They don't use any glaze at all. They polish it with shoe polish or furniture polish to get that nice shine on it. And this is their little yard. You can see there. The ukulele, which this man here will play in a minute, but I just like this. I like this fret here. So it's like a yellow pencil and some string. And he's struggling. I don't know how many goes to get. This is a fort on a hill which was used by Somoza, first Somoza, as a prison. 2 layers of cells. The bottom layer of cells, which were the worst, don't have any light at all. And you can see these funny little stairways leading down. Lots of people were tortured here. It has an amazing view of the surrounding countryside, but it was abandoned in 1991 after the Civil War finished, and has been handed over to the Boy Scouts, would you believe? But all this reinforced concrete, it has a sort of sinister feeling to it. Like most of these places throughout the world, it has a terrible history. So from this fort you can see the surrounding countryside, and you can see the huge lake crater. And it looks as if down there are some sort of potty fields. And there you can see the nature of the countryside. It's very well wooded. This is one of the, it's actually quite large. And we have access to light at that little thing now, at that little channel, which you can see on the on a sort of parade ground above. Could be down here for years. Very little food, very little water.
300 men at the same time. Limited food, limited water.
Many bats in here, whizzing about. Lots of bats whizzing about, because it's dark. You can't really see them until they fly in front of this. They fly in front of the window. This is one of the underground cells, which is, I don't know how many people put in here, but it did have a toilet. See that? Toilet there, the pipe leads up to the concrete cistern. And then above the cistern is a little vent. You can't actually see the sky. You can see lots of little bats hanging in there. This is cell 5, and yet there is absolutely no light in here at all.
You want to stay here? Turn off the light and you're going to feel what they felt.
Under a stairwell. So this is the upper gallery, and you have little slits there, like arrow slits on ancient forts. It's just like a giant pillbox. You can see it there. This is underneath one of the turrets on the top. The cross is closed now, the steps are closed. It's regarded as being too dangerous should it erupt. It was placed there by some Spanish Franciscan, because he thought this crater was the entrance to hell. So this is the cross, and this is going down, looking down into the crater. It's filled with noxious gases. It goes a long way down. The air is filled with sulfur dioxide. Every now and then you get a great whiff of the stuff. It makes you cough. And it's big. It's a long way across the other side. Here's another view of the edge of the crater. And as you look down, you can see the bottom. Very, very. It's a long way. This is Santiago crater. This is Lindley Volcano. This is 3 craters. This is the most active. When they wanted to get rid of victims of torture who had died, or just people they wanted rid of, they would fly them up here in a helicopter and drop them in. Absolutely horrendous. Thousands of people apparently ended up in here. Nobody knows how many. So we're now going up to another volcano along this Masaya trail. It's not very difficult, it's easy enough to do if you're reasonably fit. It's not very far. So this is the Santiago crater. See the cross, not extinct. But this last became violent in the 1700s. It now has trees in the bottom, and all around the landscape is covered with lava flows. Huge areas covered by black rock, some of which is gradually being colonised, but there are areas of it which are 300 or 400 years old, which one imagines just as they were when they cooled down. And this is a view of Santiago crater from higher up. Fumes being carried away in the wind. All of these craters are inside one huge crater, which is very difficult to appreciate. We've got those nice red flowers there in the foreground. They're really rather pretty.